Spend your whole life trying to make things easy for your family. Ye gods. Kathy! Kathy! Aren't you out of there yet?
I'm brushing my teeth.
What?
I'm brushing my teeth.
You've been in there long enough to grow new ones. Now, come on out.
But I have to brush my teeth.
You can brush them later. Open the door.
Daddy, I have to brush my teeth. If I don't, I'll have to do it afterwards, and then I'll be late for school.
I'll take you to school. Just let me get in there.
I wasn't late for school even once last year. And this year, if I'm late the very first day...
You won't be late, Kathy, I promise you. Now, please, let me get through.
Gee whiz. Just because I'm the littlest one in the family, everybody thinks I don't have any feelings. And I do. I've got as many feelings as anybody.
Fine, I'll tell him when he comes in.
You'll tell who?
What?
Who will you tell when he comes in?
When who comes in?
I don't know.
Well, stop talking about people you don't know. May I please shave?
He said, I'll tell him when he comes in. And I said, who? And he said,
Jim!
Ye gods, now what? What is it, Margaret?
Betty's on the phone.
Well, tell her to hurry up.
She wants to talk to you.
Oh, my aching back. I'll be right down, Margaret. Kathy, don't ever get married. And if you do get married, don't have any children. And if you do have any children, don't try to shave. Grow a beard.
Daddy, is it all right if I brush my teeth now?
No, stay out of the bathroom.
Gee whiz.
Betty, why aren't you back here?
Is that you, Father?
Of course not. This is Admiral Byrd, and I'm speaking from the South Pole. Where are you?
I'm downtown.
That's nice. Are you having a good time?
Father, the car's been stolen.
Well, stop fooling around down there and... It what?
It isn't where I left it. There's another car there, and the man at the filling station said he
Betty.
saw somebody fiddling around with it this morning.
Betty.
And I guess they found the place under the mat where we hide the keys.
Betty.
Yes, Father?
Go over to the police headquarters. Give them a full description of the car. Make, model, color, license number. Have you got that?
I guess so.
Tell them I'll be in later in the morning to make a full insurance report. Is that clear?
Well, there's only one thing I don't understand.
Yes.
What am I supposed to do about my breakfast?
Betty,
Yes, Father?
eat it.
Oh? Okay.
And Betty,
Don't worry, Father. I'll take care of everything.
Good.
Right after breakfast.
Betty! Betty! Oh, fine. It's a conspiracy, that's what it is. The whole thing is a plot to keep me from getting to Plainfield. Well, that's fine. That's just great.
What did Betty want, dear? Is anything wrong?
No, everything's wonderful. This time somebody really stole the car, that's all.
Oh, Jim.
I'm up to my neck in appointments, the busiest time of the whole year.
Oh.
A thing like this has to happen to me. Sure, naturally, they'd have to be busy. They'll probably be busy all day.
Oh, dear.
George Phillips. If I can borrow his car, I can still get to Plainfield in time. But...
Jim, I wouldn't count on that. George may need the car himself. Why don't you just call Mr. Butler?
Because it took me 2 months to set up this appointment, and I don't intend to lose it. And if George Phillips can't do a little thing like lend me his car, well, it's just too bad, that's all.
All right, dear. I suppose you know best.
Bud!
You want me, Dad?
Now, whatever gave you that idea?
He said Bud.
And you figured the rest of it out all by yourself. Isn't that wonderful?
Now, what did I do?
Go across the street and ask Mr. Phillips if I can use his car.
What for?
I've taken a contract to fill in the Grand Canyon, and I want to use the Phillips car for a dump truck.
What?
Oh, stop asking so many silly questions and do as you're told.
But all I said was...
Bud, do as your father tells you.
Holy cow. Ask a perfectly simple question and everybody jumps down your neck. Get a bunch of double talk about filling in the Grand Canyon.
Jim, I don't think you were very nice to Bud.
Well, I haven't got time to be nice. I've got to get a car. I've got to get to Plainfield. Margaret.
Yes, dear.
I'm going upstairs to shave. Will you call Hector Smith and ask if I can borrow his car? I'll have it back at 12 o'clock at the latest.
All right.
And explain that it's an emergency. Tell him it's practically a matter of life and death.
Yes, dear, I'll tell him.
Oh, I've never seen a morning like this in my whole life. Everything has to go wrong. I don't even know why I bothered to get out of bed.
Hello, Elizabeth?
Oh, no. Kathy, are you in there again?
I'll be right out, Daddy.
I told you not to go back in, didn't I?
But you were on the phone and I had to wash my knees.
You just took a shower. Everybody in the world's been taking a shower.
I forgot to scrub my knees, and I couldn't go to school the very first day if I didn't scrub my knees, could I?
All right, Kathy, just let me in there.
Don't they look better now, Daddy?
They're gorgeous. Now, may I please get into the bathroom?
Jim?
Oh. What is it, dear?
Elizabeth says she's awfully sorry, but Hector ran into the back of a truck and their car won't be out of the garage until Friday.
That's great. Good old Hector. Good old reliable Hector.
Do you want me to call the Hathaways? They have an extra little car.
Dad.
What did they say, Bud?
Mr. Phillips had to go downtown early, and he took the car with him.
Oh, fine.
And Mrs. Phillips says she doesn't think Mr. Phillips would let you take it to the Grand Canyon anyway on account of one of the windshield wipers doesn't work.
Well, that makes as much sense as anything else that's happened today.
Daddy, you said you were going to take me to school.
Kathy, this is no time to annoy your father.
But he said...
It's all right, Margaret. I don't care. The way things have been going this morning, my mind is absolutely numb anyway.
Dad.
2 months, 2 whole months, getting Butler lined up for the kill, and then a thing like this has to happen.
Dad.
Fine bunch of friends we have. The windshield wiper doesn't work. Hector ran into the back of a truck.
Dad.
Jim, I'm sure he didn't do it intentionally.
No, but if he wanted to borrow a car, you can bet your bottom dollar there'd be nothing the matter with ours.
Dad.
But don't you ever keep still?
I want to ask you something.
Well, go ahead. Don't just stand there.
Why don't you use our car?
But...
Just a minute, Margaret. I'll be glad to tell him. It seems, Bud, that you have a sister who hasn't sense enough to come in out of the rain.
I didn't do anything.
She left the car downtown with the keys under the mat.
Oh, that one.
And as a result, we don't have a car.
Sure we do.
Bud, the car has been stolen.
No, it hasn't, Dad. It's out in front of the house. I went downtown and got it.
Oh, no!
So the car has been sitting right out in front of the house. Seems like when you want something, it pays to look for it where it ought to be. Certainly that's true in buying coffee. You want the most for your money, the most in flavor and enjoyment. And as the world's greatest coffee expert will tell you, you'll find it right in the coffee famous for flavor above all others, our Maxwell House coffee. Sure, just pour a cup of Maxwell House for that husband of yours. He's the #1 expert. And when he says, that's my kind of coffee, you'll know Maxwell House is your kind of coffee, too. Your best coffee buy. Find out tomorrow. Start serving your husband Maxwell House. And count how many truly good cups of coffee you get from just one of those familiar blue tins. We think you'll find it gives you the most for your money. So tomorrow, see how much the world's greatest coffee expert enjoys Maxwell House coffee. Always good to the last drop.
A mere 15 minutes have gone by, but things in Springfield are pretty much under control, so far as Jim Anderson is concerned at any rate. With his hands firmly on the steering wheel of his car, only 2 things remain between Father and his business appointment. Kathy's delivery to school and a 28-mile drive to Plainfield. He'll be a little late, but he isn't too worried. As a matter of fact, he isn't worried at all. Like this.
Daddy,
Yes, Kathy.
why does everybody have to go to school? Is it that important?
Of course it's important. It's practically the most important thing in your whole life.
Why?
Because, Kathy, if you don't go to school, you don't learn anything. And if you don't learn anything, you aren't prepared for the problems you meet later in life.
What kind of problems?
Oh, all kinds of problems. Like how to answer the questions your children keep throwing at you. Things like that. It's very important.
Daddy,
Now what?
why is everybody so worried about the schools in Springfield?
Well, they aren't worried, Kathy. Not if they're sound, public-spirited citizens. They realize that worrying doesn't do any good. It's action that counts. They know that better schools make better communities, and good citizens everywhere are helping to make our school system the finest in the world. That's pretty hard to do.
Why?
Well, it's on account of the last war, honey. During the war, we couldn't build enough schools or train enough teachers. So now we have overcrowded classrooms and a shortage of qualified instructors for the lower grades.
What's that?
Teachers.
Oh.
Yes, sir. If more young men and women would train to teach in the elementary schools, they'd find a wonderful career ahead of them. And they'd be helping to build a better country for all of us at the same time.
They would?
They certainly would.
Well, then I changed my mind. When I grow up, I'm going to be a teacher. And somebody else can be a lady wrestler.
That's a very good idea. Ye God, now what did I do?
He wants you to pull over to the curb.
I know what he wants. I wasn't going too fast, was I?
I don't know.
I was going 25 miles an hour. Remember that.
All right, Daddy.
And the light was green, wasn't it?
Yes, Daddy.
It certainly was. Hello, officer. Anything I can do for you?
There may be one or two little things. May I see your driver's license, please?
Of course. Carry it right here in my wallet. Now, right here in the... Officer, I was in such a hurry this morning that I left my wallet on the dresser. But I can assure you that I've been driving in Springfield...
Could I see your registration certificate? Or would that happen to be at home on the piano?
Officer, I have to be in Plainfield as close to 9 o'clock as I can make it. And ever since I got up this morning...
Just follow me, if you don't mind.
But, officer, if I don't get to Follow you? Where?
We'll take a little trip down to the station house. And let's not try any tricks.
Look, this is my daughter, and she'll tell you...
We were going 25 miles an hour and the light was green.
That may be so, little lady. It may be so. But I just got a call from headquarters. And you're riding in a stolen car.
Oh, no!
Life is swell when you keep well. And Post 40% Bran Flakes is the wonderful breakfast cereal that gives you 3 extra Keep Fit benefits. 1, bran to help prevent irregularity due to lack of bulk in the diet. 2, whole wheat values of these essential B vitamins, thiamine and niacin. 3, a good source of these important minerals, phosphorus and iron. All that and delicious flavor, too. Try Post 40% Bran Flakes, America's favorite Bran Flakes. Remember, life is swell when you keep well. Try Post 40% Bran Flakes, America's favorite Bran Flakes. Join us again next week when we'll be back with Father Knows Best, starring Robert Young as Jim Anderson, with Roy Bargy and the Maxwell House Orchestra, and yours truly, Bill Foreman. So until next Thursday, good night and good luck from the makers of Maxwell House, America's favorite brand of coffee. Always good to the last drop. Father Knows Best was transcribed in Hollywood and written by Ed James. Now stay tuned in for Dragnet, which follows immediately over most of these stations.
Listen now for Dragnet. 3 chimes mean good times on NBC.